So when I see that, I know that that gives me the passage, see that, between the deltoid and the pectoralis. So I want to bring your attention to the accuracy, the anatomical accuracy of this work is incredible. It's incredible. It looks so kind of, yeah, it's a nice body, but it's extremely accurate. And look also at the ribs. Look at the ribs, right? So the ribs will be here. See that? Here. So he blocked and hinted it at the ribs that when the pectoralis here tend to be thinner here, right? We're going to feel the bumps of the ribs here, like this. As the rib disappear is because the body of the pectoralis becomes bigger and overcomes the ribs, right? So again, it's an incredibly accurate artwork. Michelangelo dissected bodies, plenty of bodies, so he had a very good understanding of the human form, right? Now, let's block in the pectoral, the bicep, right? The bicep has two heads, right? But for now, we're not going to get in detail of the origin insertion of the pectoralis too much because we would do that eventually when we do a study on the arm, right? But the bicep will go under the pectoralis to the bicep goes one head to the coracoid process and one head above the head of the humerus to behind the coracoid process. So I want to consider the coracoid process here as a reference where to put the pectoralis because the short head will come down from here and it will goes down like this, right? So let me show you. See that coracoid process? Look at the bicep. Beautiful, perfect. See that? Goes exactly where it's supposed to go. So knowing this will permit you to connect the muscles, the arms, the legs, whatever, much more accurately than if you only rely on imitation, right? Now this is the deltoid, therefore, right? We blocked in here like this, right? And now this is the cylinder of the bicep, right here like this, right? And I'm going to take off the arm, right? And you want to draw the deltoid wrapping around the volume of the bicep. Makes sense? Because, so this is now going to be the anterior segment of the deltoid. The deltoid has three segments, anterior, lateral, and posterior. So you want to feel the volume of these muscles, right? Like this, see that? Then when they interact with each other, wrap around each other, you feel this volume turning around, going around the bicep. In here, we're going to have the brachialis, which we're not going to get too much into, right? And here, I'm going to have the division, see that? Between the two heads of the bicep. So this is a deep notch, right? And now, the bicep ends up, I think the medial segment is a little bit longer and this one will be shorter. Yeah, like this, right? And so this is now the bicep, right? Like this. And we're going to leave alone now for now. Let's do it quickly for the arm, right? The arm, we can block it in as a form like this. Like this, right? Here. Because the arm is going to be wider here and narrower here, right? In the sense that, same thing for the calf. The sense that in this part in here, the muscle of the forearm originates from up here, like this, from the median and lateral epicondyle. And then as they go down, let me show you something right here. As they go down, they become tendons, see that? So this tendons in here, look, where the tendons start disappearing, I start having the tapering, see that? So all of these, right? This is still tendinous. See that? This is the volume of the muscle. When this becomes narrower, becomes tendinous, then the thickening of the arm is thinner, right? Same thing for the calves. Make sense? So there is a reason why the forearm are the way they are, right? That's what we want to